Hi, I'm the Moorlander and this is Moorlander EDC. Now I have a quick question for you. Have you heard of the mini thrower flashlight? Over the last 12 months I've become a bit of a candela snob. I'd rather go for candela over lumens. And I thought I'd bring you 4 of my favourite mini throwers that all have subtle differences between them that, you know, they're just great wheel lights. So let's take a closer look at my top 4 mini throwers. Now I've chosen these lights specifically because, you know, they have a lot of similarities as far as lights are concerned. You would class all of these as mini throwers. However, I've got these 4 mainly because there are subtle differences between them, which I think just kind of shows the breadth of the differences that you can get in this mini thrower kind of field. Lots of bugs on me today, so apologise if you see me stopping to flick away bugs. So what we have here from left to right, so this is the Sofirn IF19. We then have the Catapult Mini version 2 from Thrunite. The orange one here is the Wurkkos T11, and then here on the right hand side this is the Niwalker N01. So as far as the size is concerned, you can see that these are all around that kind of 3¼ to 3½ inches in length. They're all made from this really tough anodized aluminium. The 3 here on the left hand side, these all have a 35mm head at the top, whereas the Niwalker N01, N01, sorry, this has a larger 58mm head. Again, as far as similarities for all of these, they're all reasonably light, they're all reasonably pocket friendly. As far as the functions are concerned, apart from the Wurkkos, which we will have a look at, they all work in a similar fashion where you've got, apart from with the Sofirn, I like that it has this kind of little emergency feature, so that if you keep it turned off for a while it won't turn on in your pocket. The user interfaces for each of these, long press from off will give you access to a moonlight mode. They're all on, off, and then long presses to then cycle through each of them. These all as well, apart from this one, which, you know, we will have a look at in a second, these all, when they unscrew, sorry about that, I think we've just gone out of focus there for a second, these all have 18350 batteries in here as well. And I believe, I'm pretty sure that none of these are proprietary batteries. Whatever type of 18350 battery you have, apart from some of the proprietary ones, hopefully that was clear when I mentioned whether they're proprietary or not, but they will all work within each of these. I can take all of these batteries out and swap them between these, and they will all work. So what I thought I'd do is just kind of, although I mentioned, you know, there are a lot of similarities between all of these, there are some subtle differences, and hopefully that's what we'll have a look at now. So first of all, we'll have a look at the Sofirn IF19. I'll try and get through this quickly so that we can see how these all work in the dark. But so with this one, this has a really nice TIR lens in here. This really does work as far as funneling that light. What you'll see with the mini Catapult here is, so this has a very deep reflector in here which helps to control that candela to focus the light forward. What Sofirn have opted for with this is the reflector is in there, but they've used one of these TIR lenses to help sure that this light gets funneled forwards. Construction on this is amazing. It also all of these have USB Type-C. They're either IPX7 or IPX rated, which is all very good. I'll leave all the links to these below so that you can see more from them. But this one does up to 2000 lumens on its turbo setting, which is great because it really does help to push that light out using the TIR lens on the front. One of the subtle differences with the Catapult is, so what the Catapult does is a lot of the same features on, off, and then you've got long presses, also has an 18350 battery in here. This uses a flat reflector and a fairly typical lens on the front. What this allows it to do is half the amount of lumens and still get the same, roughly the same throw as the Sofirn does. Now I will say, so there are again some subtle differences between all of these, but as far as the throw is concerned, these all throw around the 600 to 700 meters, which from a mini light like this, as you know, we call them mini throwers, is exceptional. As I mentioned though, so what they've decided to do with this is they have this really flat reflector in here which picks up all of that light and throws it forward. Now both of these are possibly the two of the closest ones that we have here, but it really does come down to the lens with the TIR lens on this one, or the reflector in this, to get similar results with twice the amount of lumens or half the amount of lumens, which also you'll see is reflected in the battery and how much battery is used as well. So there's the first two. Now the Wurkkos TS11 does have more in common with the Sofirn in the fact that both of these use a TIR lens as well. So instead of relying on the reflector in here to help to channel that light, this uses that instead. Now I will say one of the features that this has that all of these lights don't have is that this uses the, and I always manage to mispronounce this, Andrino, whatever it's called. So the revolution that we saw 20 years ago in mobile phone technology, going from your dumb phones to your smartphones, is what we're starting to see in a lot of these flashlights. So with the Andrino, the interface is all done through this one single button on here, but there's like additional features on here. One of the ones that you will see the most, so if I do 7 clicks, see that there is that extra light in there, and then I can make that so that it flashes. Let's bring it back on again. Wait, that's all right. And then if you want to, let's see if I can get this at the right angle. But what you can also do is with 7 clicks and then a long press, hopefully you'll be able to see now that it's actually changing the color of the light. Oh, let's make sure we got this in focus. But it's actually changing the light that's in there. I will show you this in the dark as well. But with this, there's extra little features. So all of these have things like strobe, but with this one, you get this really kind of cool candlelight mode that just kind of flickers in the background, very ambient, very nice. And then there's a lightning mode that just kind of every second or two just interjects with this bright sparkle of light. I think if you're reading Harry Potter comics, Harry Potter novels, to use either of those. But yes, very technical with this one. All of these, I would say, are fairly simple interfaces to use, whereas with the Andrino interface on this, there's a lot more to it. Now the last one, so as I mentioned, so again, very similar to all these, it has an 18350 battery in here, but with this one, actually, sorry, I forgot to mention, so this is 1100 lumens, this one is 2000, the Wurkkos is 2000 lumens. Now with the Niwalker N01, this is only 750 lumens. But because of the extra size of the reflector in there, and I'm going to try and get this, I mean, look at that. It's almost mesmerizing when you look into this. They've increased the size of the head, so all of these are roughly 35 millimeters. This goes up to 57 millimeters or 58 millimeters, and it still just uses an Osram, as it the NM1 LED on the inside of here. At its maximum output, it's doing 750 lumens, but it still gets the same distance throw as these other lights, so that you can get up to 650 meters from this. Now, one of the additional features that this one has that some of these actually I think one of them might do, but mainly I'll show you what on this one is. So if I unscrew this, and here again you'll see there is our 18350 battery in there. This comes as standard with an addition on here, so that if you wanted to, you can drop an 18650 battery in here, which will, one, prolong the life of the battery so that you can get more from this, but it will also increase the lumens out of here and the distance on the throw that you can get with it, taking what would normally be a smaller thrower like this into something that you could use as a searchlight for quite a prolonged period to be able to find things. Excellent for walking the dogs. I will say, having the additional attachment on here, at least this additional barrel, so that I can put an 18650 battery into here. Now I say that, but you know, I never walk the dogs, and they're like over 600 meters away, but the extra throw and the extra luminosity that you can get is great. So let's have a look how these all work in the dark, so that you can see how a mini thrower really can be used to an advantage. Now, the sun has definitely gone down, so going through them again, the first one that we had was the IF19. I'm going to show you all of these on the turbo settings so that you can see the most that you can get out. They all still have, you know, they have a moonlight, and then you can bump up all of the different settings, but really we're talking tonight about the maximum throw that you can get from these mini throwers. I'm going to hold it in front here. In fact, there we go, there's turbo. You get a really nice warm spot on this, and you can see just how well that high candela manages to use all of the 2000 lumens that you get from this. And again, so now looking at the trees, so all of these trees are all roughly about that size, so they're about 2 feet across. This tree here is probably about 7 or 8 meters away. Then as we go through the trees, we're probably about 10, 20, 25, and then that was a deer then, that totally was a deer. Anyway, as you get further down there, probably about 150 meters away. Very, very easy to see with this. The TIR lens that this has does a very good job of funneling that, the way that the physics work with a TIR lens, rather than having to worry about getting the reflector to push the light. TIR lens does that for it. But what I'll do is, as I usually do, so this is holding it forward, turn it 45 degrees and back, 45 degrees and back, so you can see that there is quite a defined skirt on this, but also a really nice warm spot, and yeah, a lot of throw from such a mini thrower. So next up we have the Catapult Mini 2 or version 2. So through light on this, rather than going for the TIR lens like we just had a look before, instead this uses that really nice large reflector to throw all of the light that it possibly can do forward. The big difference with this one is, rather than having 2000 lumens that we saw on the previous Sofirn model, this drops that down to 1100 lumens instead. Now that lens is what really helps to throw this light forward. Again, so you have a really nice warm spot. Looking back down into the trees, I can easily see trees 150 meters away. With this one though, that warm spot in the middle is definitely more pronounced than it is with the Sofirn model. And especially as well, so holding this right up forward, 45 degrees left and back, 45 degrees right, or at least if I move this around, you can see the skirt around the light is a lot more pronounced, especially when I see it down here on the floor. The LEDs that Thrunite use are very good quality LEDs as well. I will always say that about Thrunite. They make some very good decisions with LEDs. The light that this produces, just bringing this down here again, you know, really just looking around the skirt here, you can see the quality of the light is very good. This I'm just trying to think actually. This is one of the cool light ones rather than the warm lights. But yes, so rather than that TIR lens, this uses that reflective or very flat reflective lens to push half the amount of lumens just as far as the previous one. And the Mini Catapult Pro really is the Mini Catapult version 2 really is a great light for this. You tend to get a little bit more out of the battery as well because you're using half the lumens, but still getting the same amount of throw from it. Now, before we have a look, so next up we've got the TS11 now. As I showed you before, so this was quite difficult to see when we were out in the woods during the day, but this is the afterglow feature that's on here. Now, I have this turned up at the moment. So this can be a bit of a battery drain, but as part of that kind of smart flashlight kind of features that you have on this, you can also change these as well. So let's remember how to change this. And it should cycle through them, so you've got all of these different colours. And then if there's one that you prefer, in fact, let's go back around again so you can see exactly how it works. Let's say there's one that I get to and I want it to stay on that one. I lift my finger off it and then it will stay on that. There's also some of those other features around that lightning and candle light. So this is the lightning mode, and what you'll see is just these little kind of sporadic flashes of light that's meant to simulate lightning, or there's some other ones on here. So this one just gently flickers to imitate a candlelight. So yeah, it's really cool for that sort of stuff. But okay, let's get back to the actual light itself and the throw on this. So let's just make sure. Yep, we're on. Well, actually, we weren't. So now we're on the turbo mode for the TS11. So the TS11, similar to the one before, uses a TIR lens with this, and with the TIR lens, that's what it uses to be able to throw a lot of this light forward. But it does bump up the lumens, so you're getting roughly, well, actually you're getting 2000 lumens from this when it's on its turbo. Yet again, you know, it really does help to push that light without really having to, I suppose, concentrate more on the reflector that's in there. That's really the difference between a flat reflector and one of these style lenses. But again, coming back into this, oh, actually, where was I? No, yeah, I was there, wasn't I? So coming back through here, through this channel, you can easily see that tree, and then going back through further again, you've got another 150 meters that I can easily see down there. Absolutely no issue whatsoever. There's a lot of functions and features that you get from this small light. It's not just a thrower. With that Andrilo, again, I always forget how it's pronounced, but with that interface on here, it takes a flashlight to the next level with some of them very kind of gimmicky party kind of things, but the vast majority of them are very kind of cool. Now, last but not least is the Niwalker N01. This was the one out of the three of them that had the larger head, so all of the others are roughly around about 35 millimeters, whereas this is close to double that. It was 58 or 57 millimeters for the head. This is only throwing out 750 lumens, but when I put it down there, look at that. This one is crazy. I can see even further with this. So that reflector that's in here, and hopefully, I hope this is super clear on this. But the warm spot on this, it's almost like one of those newer LEP style lights. This is ridiculous. In fact, let's hold it out in front of me again. I'll turn it 45 degrees to the left, forward, 45 degrees to the right. And while it's at the right, I'll move this around again so that you can see just how pronounced the skirt is on the side of the light. But that warm spot is crazy. Niwalker have done just a ridiculous job, and I almost kind of want to throw in a swear word just at how freaking crazy this light is. It feels like it should be a 21700 3000 lumen searchlight, but it's not. It's nuts. It really is nuts. 750 lumens this is pushing out. The candela on this is stupid. Genuinely stupid. And I mean stupid in the way that kids say, yeah, it's sick, man, you know, it's kind of cool. This is one of the lights that's genuinely surprised me in all of the time, you know, I've been making content to get to see some very cool lights. This is one of the coolest, and it might have bumped itself to my favorite mini thrower. Just how crazy this is. And again, so let's follow this up. It's like, now I know in pieces of content in the past, especially with lights like this that have talked about high candela, I've talked about scalpel sharp light piercing through the darkness, all of these kind of poetic hyperbole about a light. This is the light that I thought that I'd been talking about in the past. Also a very good quality light as well. If I just bring this down here so that you can see this from the angle here, hopefully you'll be able to see the light that it produces. Again, it's very nice white light, and yes, beautifully clear. You get a lot of clarity with this, just on there like that. But this light has genuinely shocked me just how much I've become a candela snob. There you go, I've said it. I'm not even ashamed to say it. But the candela that this produces, or at least with the lumens that this is producing, all of 750 of them, and the candela that it uses to its favor, this is the best. And I hate to go, oh, I like this one the most, this is the best. In my eyes, this is the best mini thrower that I've tested so far, and this is my benchmark from now on. Yeah, blown away by this light if you've not realized already. I said at the beginning of this, I will happily take candela over lumens any day of the week. Do I miss the spread that you would get with a floodlight? Not really as much. I generally prefer to have that laser pinpoint kind of accuracy. I talk about accuracy, it's not like I'm out lamping at night trying to find rabbits or something, but using the light the way that these mini throwers do, you're getting something that fits in your pocket that will easily integrate with any EDC that you have, but has the power of like a high-powered searchlight. And I think these are 4 great examples of where you can pick these up. In fact, not where you can pick these up, although I was probably thinking of my next line. So I got these all from Flashlight Go. I want to say a huge thank you to Flashlight Go. Actually, a couple of them I picked up myself, but a couple of them were sent to me. So I'll leave some links below so that you can see more from Flashlight Go. It's crazy the amount of stuff that you can get on there. Your general flashlight page you go onto, and it's like, oh, I just want one of these, and I'll go, yep, brilliant, what do you want? One of them, brilliant, great, there you go. Well, there you go, right, I'd like one of these flashlights. Okay, what LED would you like? Well, what's the choice? Well, we've got these 7, brilliant. Oh, okay. What battery would you like? Well, I thought it was just the single choice. No, we've got 10 of these. Okay. What color would you like? Well, I thought there was just 2 colors. Nope, so they are kind of god tier level on what you can kind of get from customization on these lights, especially things like the well, actually I say all of these, there's lots of different options that you can get for each of them. So huge thank you again to the team at Flashlight Go. I'll leave their links below so that you can see more from them. I'll also leave some of my links below, my social media links, so you can see more from me here on Moorlander EDC, and also my sister channel, Moorlander Tactical. But for now, as always, stay safe, stay Moorlander, and stay EDC. Hi, I'm the Moorlander, and this is Moorlander EDC. Now, Hi, I'm the Mauler. This one? Yes. Do you want to use this torch? There is the beautiful Adelheid off into the woods, probably to make some TikToks. There's not a lot of young women that young girls, young ladies, you could bring out into the woods like this, and they're just like, yeah, whatever, just going into the woods, having a laugh with my dad. So yeah, absolutely amazing light. And then what the hell is this? Some girl walking around the woods. Hello, little girl, you okay? Hello? What the hell? Again, so I think I fluffed that bit again. I know I should script my stuff. My reading out loud skills are poor. I've always struggled with reading out loud. It's part of my dyslexia, but do you think I should script things? Do you like I'm not really sure where Randy is going to go with this, but I'm all in for this ride kind of side to my content. Hey, let's hear below. And hope you're enjoying the bloopers. I think the bloopers have turned more into just me talking about random shit. Probably should stop swearing as much. I don't think the algorithm appreciates that. But anyway, yes, I hope you're good. I think it's a Wednesday. This should be coming out on the Wednesday. In fact, I'm pretty sure this will be coming out on the Wednesday. So yeah, I hope you're all having a good midweek. I hope you're all enjoying Hump Day. Adios. I think that's right. Yeah, that's right. Or ciao. I think that works both ways, doesn't it? Right. See you in a bit. Bye.